Hey everyone, my name is Colton.
And I'm Jason.
And today we're taking a look at Tom Clancy's The Division from Ubisoft Massive.
X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the motherfucker wonder if you did it. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am light, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy.
The Division is the newest game from Ubisoft Massive, and boy is that an appropriately named studio.
How apropos.
This third-person shooter turned MMO is a squad-based game very similar to Destiny, actually. Players team up in squads to complete missions, go on raids, participate in live world events that spawn in real time, as well as wage war over valuable resources in PvP areas. It all takes place in the ruins of New York, where players can collect new guns and gear, as well as upgrades and modifications for those devices that allow for each character in your group to feel unique and varied.
We said we weren't going to compare it to Destiny, but I think we lasted a whole 45 seconds. Kudos to us.
A minute if you count bloopers that were removed.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, this game, I really didn't want to compare it to Destiny, but it really is very similar.
It's Gears of War plus Destiny.
It really is. It's like Gears of War got in the backseat with Destiny and fucked it in the mouth.
Fantastic.
That's exactly what happened.
The way it works is you start in like we said, the ruins of New York. And it's set in a sort of post-apocalyptic, not really future, post-apocalyptic modern setting. And you have to run to this new base, and it gives you a series of missions that sort of explain what you're doing there. You'll slowly upgrade your base. You'll go and you'll shoot a bunch of people in the face. That's pretty awesome. It doesn't really tell you that some people are enemies unless you pay attention to the colors in the tooltips during a loading screen, which that kind of bothered me. I don't know about you.
It did. But you basically you have your main base, which operates your hub, much like the going into orbit in Destiny, or going to the Spire or whatever. I don't remember what it was called in Destiny, but there was a hub where you got missions.
The future military marine dude bro base.
Yeah, that one. Same concept applies here, except for present day dude bros.
Yes.
So you go there and you upgrade the base, which allows you to expand into tech trees and do that kind of thing with resources you get as rewards for missions, which give you different abilities you can use, read as spells you can cast, that allow you to do different things and sort of help you flesh out a quote-unquote class. This game doesn't actually use a character class system, but it does use sort of 3 talent trees that give you different abilities that allow you to really do different things.
There are also the perks and stuff, but we can't get into that because they're not in the beta.
No, because why would you want people to see things that are in your game in the beta? So the other thing that is really of note about this is, or at least that I liked anyway, is that the missions, you get them actually, they spawn into your map via communications, so comm calls. You get them while you're roaming around, or when you complete certain story missions, the next one opens up. You don't have to keep running back to base to to talk to quest givers. And you can, and you should go back to base, though, to swap out your gear, make upgrades. And there are actually little boxes hidden all over the city called restore boxes.
Oh, yeah. Basically, anytime something bad is going to happen, there's a refill box.
And it basically refills all your ammo and all your, like, grenades and special things. It's basically get ready to get fucked button. Which is pretty cool. Like, I think that's neat. Also,
I appreciated it.
Also, while you're roaming around, you actually have access to a slew of world events that will pop up in real time, like just spawn around you or start happening, most of which are really fun, one of which was really weird and you can't really do anything about it. There were a lot of different things where people were like holed up in buildings and we would have to go like tactically flush them out of the building and take whatever they were holding there, capture it.
No, go ahead.
We had to capture and defend resources. I think that's what you're about to talk about, right?
I was going to talk about the one that bothered me, like the woman who was being accosted on the street.
Yeah,
she was being her forcible sexual aggression was happening.
Yeah, but
and we couldn't shoot the guy. We couldn't do anything about it. It was kind of aggravating.
We couldn't do anything about it, but he wouldn't commit to it either.
Yeah, he was kind of wishy-washy. Not that we support that, because we totally don't.
Yeah, but like at least let us stop him. Like let me just like tap him with my gun butt as I walk by. Like hey, knock, like you know pat a dog on the nose or something. Let me just like pop him one, and then he'll stop. But it was a fun game. Like it's
a really fun Tom Clancy MMO.
The only other real thing that's of note is the Dark Zone, which is the PvP oriented bit of this game. There are areas in the map called the Dark Zone where you go to read poetry and brood over your ex-girlfriend
and listen to The Cure.
Yeah, listen to The Cure. And you go to the Dark Zone, and there are a lot of resources for your base there, and they're constantly being fought over by other players. The interesting thing that I like about the Dark Zone is that you can actually move through the zone with your squad and do PvP, but then other people, like, you can use emotes to communicate with them. So if you see somebody, their bar doesn't immediately turn red if you see another player. It only turns red once you start shooting at them, or they start shooting at you.
Speaking of the squads, though, there's one thing that I hate about the squads in this game. One thing that just made me, like, pull my hair in frustration.
What's that?
You have to use the Uplay client.
Yes, we had a hard time actually forming our squad because Jason downloaded the game through Steam, and I downloaded it through Uplay, and that's stupid.
If you don't have the Uplay client, well, you have to have the Uplay client, but if you're not paying attention to it, you don't add the people that you want to play with to your Uplay friends list, because I'm sure you have a lot of Uplay games on your computer as we speak. You can't play with them.
And I'm about to say something I don't normally say, but in Uplay's defense, you can actually import your friends list from Steam, which is a neat feature.
Yes, I am glad they did that. But I had like 4 or 5 people on my Steam friends list playing the Division beta. And I was like, yeah, I'll bring Seamus into our game. Why can't I bring Seamus into our game, Colton?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Another one of my favorite features of the beta that was really worth taking a look at was the part where you randomly disconnect for no reason.
Yeah, Colton left me in a boss fight alone.
Twice!
For like 4 waves. Twice, yeah. And yeah. I had to be the manliest man with the baddest gun. Fortunately, the second time it worked. The first time... I got set on fire and killed.
The second time, though, I rejoined the fight.
Yes.
Connecting to I realize it's a beta, and this is an issue that will probably be taken care of by the time the game goes live. Hopefully they don't take the Street Fighter V business model where they don't fix it until like 4 days after the game is out.
Oh, yeah.
But like if it goes live and it still has these connection issues, not only is it a problem because you can't stay connected to the server, but reconnecting to the server takes a hella long time. Like, it actually takes me forever to get into the game, which can make moments like crucial boss fights where random disconnects tend to happen. It makes it really hard to sink yourself into the experience because you know as soon as you get to a serious moment of the game, you're going to be abandoned. And trust me, if there's one thing I know, it's abandonment.
Yeah, that is something you're far more antiquated with. Not far more. You're more antiquated with it than I am.
So, final thoughts on the beta for Tom Clancy's The Division.
I love Tom Clancy novels. My grandmother consumes them at an alarming rate. I love MMOs
at a hilarious rate.
Yes, like it's kind of horrifying.
She sits on the couch and reads them with cigars and Jack and Coke. Like she just
like punches people
like some kind of Cuban warlord. Like she's cutting the heads off of virgins or whatever
she does. I don't judge. I don't ask.
I've learned what is it that they say? Don't ask, don't tell.
There you go. But I like the loot system. I like that you don't have to fight over loot like, say, Diablo 2. It's got different rarities. I hate that every time I got a piece of loot, it was white or green, and everything Colton got was blue, purple, or legendary, because he's a piece of shit.
Because I believe in RNGesus.
Look, just because I'm Jewish doesn't mean I don't believe in RNGesus.
You crucified RNGesus. That's why you don't get shit.
Oh.
That's why Santa don't come to your house.
I enjoyed the game a great deal, more than I thought it would. Because when I first heard we were reviewing it, I said, "Oh God, a shooter."
Enough to make you buy it?
Honestly, I would, if I had friends who played it, I would play it. I would not recommend this as a solo experience. Could you maybe make friends in it?
It's got some pretty robust matchmaking tools, none of which you can really use in the beta that well. But
the game is very good.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I like it. I like Tom Clancy's The Division, and I want to keep saying Tom Clancy's The Division because I like saying the whole name. Like, I never just call it Vegas. I always call it Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas.
Maybe we'll get sponsored by Tom Clancy, so every time we say Tom Clancy's The Division, he'll send us a check.
I certainly hope so. Speaking
of
of
Tom Clancy.
Speaking of Tom, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still writing books.
Tom Clancy's The Division is a fun multiplayer experience. Again, this is not a game I'd recommend as a single-player experience just because a lot of it does require you to be tactical with your friends.
And we were tactical, believe me.
Yes, make friends if you don't have them, and then buy Tom Clancy's The Division straight away.
How many cats I break bread with, I break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never wanna know what your life saved. Bitch, and that's on a life day, I'm getting down.